All right, yeah, it's G Parker's Arcade Room with our good arcade, doing a joint video together that hopefully you'll be seeing on both our channels. But
Right.
we want to talk about Zen. Early access is done. Full blown Zen's opened up. Take it away, Bart. Tell them a little bit about it.
Full on Pinball FX. They released the version on Epic, and they also have released the Xbox and PlayStation versions. They came out today, the 16th of February, 2023. And Greg and I have been messing around with the Epic version because we're both using Epic with our cabinets and stuff. And one thing I would like to cover is there was questions about people that had bought individual games and now they're part of packs. And we were worried Zen was not going to do right by us, but apparently they did. I don't know if Lars got a hold of them and said, hey, you got to take care of at least G Parker and Off Grid. But no, apparently if you had bought one of the tables, like we bought Homeworld, and they have that Gearbox pack that has the, the Brothers in Arms and what's the other one? Yeah, there they are.
I'm bringing it up here. There you go. If you can see that. I only owned Homeworld. Is the only one I owned. And Bart, did you own any of them? You owned Homeworld too, right?
Homeworld also. We bought Homeworld when it came out as a single table was all that was available originally. So we bought that.
And then when we fired our systems up today, you'll notice that if you can see that, I've got owned tables clicked on here, and these two automatically appeared. I do own those now, and I didn't pay extra for them.
Correct. Yeah, they gave us. So, and I think there's another pack that was the same way, but I think both you and I bought all three tables in that pack. I think it was the Curse of the Mummy, Pinball Noir, and Sky Pirates.
Correct.
I think that is a pack you can buy also. And if you had done the same thing, bought one or two of those tables, they were giving you the rest of the pack. And it worked. We booted it up and it was fine. So they gave us two tables instead of us having to buy one table twice. We got two tables for free. And then speaking of purchasing tables, Greg, I don't know if you want to get into a little glitch that we came across.
Well, yeah, I'll let me, if you don't mind, Bart, I'm going to back up a little bit and show you here. Let me bring up all the tables. I'm going to take off unclick owned, and let you see that here's all the tables now that you can get. And you can see that they all show a trial version. And I'll mention two tables right now, Addams Family and Garfield. And I'll let Bart get into Garfield here in a minute, but I played the trial version of the Addams Family. And what happens is it goes on a timer when you hit play. And you'll see up in the upper left corner, it only lets you play for a certain amount of time. And let me just get it started here. I got my controller hooked up. Just going to kind of see, it shows you it's got 2 minutes left. I'm in trial mode. Well, when you finish the trial mode, let me see if I can. Oh, by the way, you got the ways you can add the artwork and stuff. It's all kind of like FX3 was. But let me back out of this game. Once you got done playing the trial version, it took you over and said, would you like to buy it? And I got pretty excited because I like Addams Family. So I went over and I bought it. And it said I had paid for it. It said, thank you for your purchase. It was real simple. It took me straight to my PayPal, which I already had registered with Epic, and let me buy it. Unfortunately, it's not showing up in my. I've rebooted. I've reset the thing. Now, Bart, go ahead. You did the same thing with what?
Right. I did the same thing with Garfield. I didn't play it first. As you did, I didn't play the trial version. I just clicked on it and then went straight to buy, jumped me out to my PayPal, and I purchased it. Yeah, I just went right there. It's right above their view offer. I just clicked right on that and went straight to buy it in store, and it went right to my PayPal, and everything looked fine. But just like Greg's with Addams Family, Garfield is still in trial mode on mine. I exited Pinball FX and I went into the Steam store or the Epic store directly. Sorry, no Steam. Went to Epic store directly and looked at the packs, and it does say it's in my library, but inside Pinball FX, it's still saying trial mode only.
And the only reason I took you out of that screen right there, everybody, is now that screen's froze up on me. And this is the first time. Bart and I have been in here for an hour, and this is the first time this has happened.
Yeah. Now, on the other side of that coin is the pack that has the How to Train Your Dragon, the Trolls, and the Kung Fu Panda. I went and bought that through the Epic store directly. It didn't launch it right from the game into my PayPal. I went to the Epic store and purchased it, and then when I rebooted the game, those tables did show up. So I don't know what's going on, why some tables, but we did a Reddit search, and I did see some other people are having issues with Reddit or on Reddit with the Addams Family table not showing up. So both of us have, I think, Greg, you said you did a support ticket also, and I did a support ticket for our tables that we purchased, and we're waiting to find out. I'm sure they'll make it right, and I'm sure it's opening day, first day of this going live, and they're finding bugs and stuff. Right. So hopefully they'll make this right relatively quickly. But I have no reason to assume they won't.
Well, and I'm not too worried about it because I'll tell you, the one thing I will say is I was pretty upset, I must admit. Let's see what it's saying here. I'm getting an error thing. It says Pinball FX4 has crashed. It did say FX4 on the screen. I don't know why, because there is no FX4, but that's what my screen said. I don't know. But just to reiterate what Bart was saying, I was pretty upset when I found out I'd bought a set. And I do remember you had posed the question in Reddit, which I got to admit, Zen's been pretty good about answering people's questions in Reddit. And they said they didn't know what they were going to do about that, which I thought was crazy. I thought, what do you mean you don't know what you're going to do about that? You're going to do something. Well, they evidently did. They gave it.
Yeah. I'm wondering if at the time they knew it, but they didn't want to give it away. They wanted it to be a surprise on release day, so they didn't want to tell us what was going on, but they were getting a lot of heat from people saying, hey, let us know what you're doing one way or the other. So they finally said, well, we're aware of the issue and we'll get back to you, kind of thing. I'm wondering if they already knew, we're going to give you these tables, but we want to be a surprise. Maybe that's what it was. But
so I guess I'm not too worried about, I paid, I'll confess to you, I paid through PayPal, and they got offered different ways. But I know one thing: PayPal is really good. Epic's going to give me my Addams Family because obviously other people, Bart just mentioned on Reddit, are already. When we started having this problem, he went straight to Reddit. You can see all kinds of people saying, "Hey, we bought the table, it won't play." So they're going to fix it. They're going to fix it.
And I actually, when I went into the Epic store to see if it was showing in my library. It did say it was in my library, and I noticed the button right below it said refund is available. So if I don't hear anything back from Zen by tomorrow or something, I may click on that and get a refund and then wait for people to say, okay, it's working smoothly now. But if I have an opportunity to get, I do, as of right now, have an opportunity to just get a refund. Probably because they knows we never opened it.
That's another beauty about Epic, too. If you read in that, I noticed the same thing. I opened it up. It showed my past purchases. It showed they acknowledged that I paid them the $9.99 for Addams Family. So I'm not worried there. They recognize that I paid them. But the other thing you read in the refund policy, with Epic, if you have played the game 2 hours or less, you have a total refund. No reason necessary. You can just say, don't like it.
Well, that's cool.
I kind of like that feature.
Yeah. So if we never get it, in theory, we should be able to refund because we never could play it for 2 hours if we didn't get it. So,
so we don't have to worry about a day or anything. We can if we don't get it, we're not going to play it for 2 hours.
Right. And while we're talking about the free games, we got off of that, but I wanted to mention, it looks like we were both also gifted the Wild West Rampage game. And it looks like a lot of people were, because if you go into the tournaments, there are a ton of tournaments for Wild West Rampage. So I'm guessing a lot of people got that game gifted to them. So there's another table that you might be getting for free right off the bat. And that's a fun table. I like that table.
Now, one thing I think we'd be remiss, we don't know how we got that, but Bart and I both found out that when we both logged in the first time, since they've quit early access, they asked us if we wanted to go through a tutorial, and they said that they would gift you something if you did that. I could have swore that's what they said. The first thing in the tutorial is it shows you like a shift button is flipper and whatever on your computer. Now, my Xbox controller has been working flawlessly. I got a wired Xbox in my PC, so, and I'm sure on my cabinet it'll work fine because I've already made it work. But long story short, went into that tutorial. The first thing it did was have you play a game of Wild West Rampage. Well, I wanted to get to looking at other stuff. I love Wild West Rampage, but I backed out of it. Next thing I know, it's there. So I'm guessing that maybe that's the giveaway for. So if you get into that first time with this, I'd advise you click that you want to do the.
Yeah, at least get into where you're playing the game, because we both did the same thing, and we weren't talking at that point. We hadn't linked up. We were just messing around on our own systems, and we both did the same thing. We got to play it, and we're like, okay, I want to see the other stuff. So we backed out, and we have the table. So I think that is how it works. So maybe get into the tutorial at least as long as till you get to loaded it up and start smacking the ball around, and then back out. But I think I am going to finish the tutorial just to see what else is in there. But
might be another gift. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe if you complete it, you'll get something else. But no promises. If you didn't get it, don't complain to us. We'll give you Lars' phone number.
Yeah. Now, before we leave, we do know that one of our other YouTubers that we hang out with is Mr. Postile did make the purchase of this for the help me out. Is it PlayStation 4?
PlayStation 5.
PlayStation 5. So you might, that's Mr. Postile, and I'm not going to speak on his behalf, but I can't imagine that, and if you're listening to this playback, Mr. Postile, here you go, I'm putting you on the hook. Hopefully he'll do a video of this pinball on PlayStation 5 and show everybody what it's like on PlayStation 5.
Yeah. And of course, just so everyone knows, I think it's just like it was with FX3, where the game itself is free. So you download it, and then you have to purchase tables. Now, if you get the Wild West Rampage for free, you already got one to start off with. And every day, if they're continuing what they did in early access, you get 2 free tables every day, and those rotate. So even if you don't want to pay a penny, you can download it and play some games.
I'm curious whether they're doing that or not, because, when I open this up today, now it's going to those trials for 2 minutes.
Right. So maybe they're not doing the 2 free tables a day. Maybe it's just the trials.
That may have been during early access only. So,
yeah, that's a good point. So maybe not. But you can still play them. You can play for 2 minutes, see if you like it, which I like better, because then you can try it before you buy it. And usually within 2 minutes, I know. Heck, some of the fishtails, that's all a game lasted for me was 2 minutes.
And with that being said, the beauty behind Epic is, and don't take my word for it, read it for yourself. But the refund policy is if you play a game less than 2 hours, you can get your money back. So there you go. Buy the game, play it 2 hours later, you say, this ain't for me. Well, get your money back. Get your money back. No harm, no foul. Can't beat that. That's all I've got. We decided to keep, and Bart, unless you got anything, I don't want to cut you short, but no, I think we covered everything we wanted to cover. Okay. So, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope I'll keep you posted in my. I'm sure Bart will too, and let you know when we do finally get our games. Bart's Garfield and my Adams family. We'll let you know how that panned out, and don't forget to check us out coming up this Sunday night. Every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Talk about our FX3 tournament going on in Steam. Yeah, get in on that tournament. If you haven't gotten in yet, get in now. Still spots available. That's nice. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yep, thanks. Catch you later. And let me find this. I'll say goodbye, everybody, while I find the end button. Here we go. Well, he's looking for that.